Okay, so close this one. Okay, so here is a planner. आप लोग ऑलरेडी प्लानर देख चुके होंगे। एक चीज़ मैं अभी बता दूं, आपके इल्म में पहले भी शायद हो, हमारा ये लास्ट वीक ऑफ द ट्रेनिंग है। हमारा जो कंटेंट है वो इंशाल्लाह इस हफ्ते में 3 क्लासेस के साथ पूरा हो जाएगा, जो पावर बीआई के हवाले से, और एक्सेल ऑलरेडी कंप्लीटेड। सो हम इसमें पावर बीआई के हवाले से थोड़े फर्दर फीचर्स के बारे में जानने के, पिछली क्लास में इंट्रोडक्टरी क्लास से हमने पावर बीआई का एक ओवरव्यू दिया आपको, और पावर बीआई के कुछ फंक्शंस और कुछ एक बेसिक ग्राफ बनाना सिखाया, देखा हमने कैसे बनता है। सॉरी, लैंग्वेज चेंज, आई फॉरगॉट एक्चुअली। We are going to you know uh, to cover last 3 topics of the Power BI in current week, and this is the last week of the entire course. So, in the previous class, we discussed about the Power BI introduction, Power BI overview, and we try to learn the basic features of Power BI, and also we try to learn to make a graph, a simple bar graph in Power BI, just for the to understanding the structure of the Power BI. So, in today's class, we are going to learn about another feature of Power BI that is very important, or you can say the major component of Power BI, which is called uh, Power BI transformation, or in other words, this transformation is called Power Query Editor. So it has two major terms. So you must remember, when you talk about when someone talks about Power Query, so you should understand this is Power BI transformation actually. And we will also be learning in today's class the Power BI modeling. That is a third important component of Power BI. So let's start with this Power BI transformation. What do we mean by Power BI transformation? So let me open this Power BI file. So I have already, opened some files. Let me close and open from the very beginning. We will import some file in Power BI. So the Power BI program is about to open. Yes. So we will be clicking on this blank report to start this program, to open this file. So click here, and we will be clicking on this Excel workbook from the home menu to connect an Excel file with this, Power BI. So I have several files in my folder, demo files. I'll share these files with you. Already I have shared some of these files in Excel course. Also, almost similar files are there. So here is an customer database complete file, which includes more than 100 columns. So there are actually two versions. So one customer base is a shorter version, one is a complete version of the, the data set. So for today's experiment regarding transformation, we'll be clicking this option. So, so you see, this is a process when we connect some file, when we find any kind of file to connect with Power BI to start working on visualization. So this way you get the first view of the file. So if you click on this icon, customer database, so here's a check mark. So click here and you will see a preview of the file. So actually this file has more than 5,000 records, but it's not showing all the records. Obviously, it's just a preview. So just for your preview, it is showing 3 rows and all the columns included in this file. So only 3 rows. Actually, it has 5,000 plus rows. So when you see this view, so there are two options at the bottom. One is load, one is transform data. So if you click on load, like we did in the previous class, so it will directly connect with the Power BI tool and you can start working on visualization. But sometimes uh, there are some requirements of cleaning in your data set. There are some requirements of changing few things in your data sets. For that purpose, you click on this transform data to take this file into transform mode or Power Query editor mode. Both are the same thing. So if you think you need some changes, you need to make some edits in this file before starting visualization on this, to before starting creating a dashboard on this. So you will simply click on this transform data instead of loading. So if you click here at the bottom in the middle button, transform data, you can see my cursor. Click here and you will see an other window will be opened. This is not a Power BI actual page, which you saw in the last class. So here is a Power Query editor. If you see at the at the header, so you see we clicked on transform, but actually this is a Power Query editor. So two different terms for the same function. So basically this window is all about, giving you options of, making some changes in the data. So today our topic is transformation. So let me give an overview of this window. So when you click here in the Power Query editor, or when you click on the transform mode, you see this kind of window. So if you see at the home menu, so there are some options. We will be exploring some. And uh, on the left side, you see there is a query site. If you go to the main page of the file of the Power Query, Power BI, so you see your loaded data file will be, seen on the, right side of the file on the, Power BI. So whatever file you upload, you connect with this Power BI. So you see your connected file or uploaded file at this side, at the right side. But in transform, you will see the connected file on the left side. So whether you add two or three different files, you will see all the files at the right side and or the left on the left side. So on the right side, you will see a directory of all the changes you will made in this file. So we will be performing few things and you will see each action we perform in this Power Query editor. This pan will create a list of all the actions. So if, for example, if at a certain point you want to step back to the previous change, so there are always option in this directory. You can cross any change. We will perform it shortly. So there are many more options on the top. We will try to explore few. So for example, this is the main view of your data editor query. You are at right now, you are at home page. So we will be trying to, explore some functions from this file. So for example, if you want to, remove some columns are unnecessary in your data set and you want to, remove those columns. So in the main file, in the home menu, you will see some functions there. For example, choose column. So for example, choose column means if you want to, uh, highlight some columns, like go to this choose column and you can pick any columns from this list, just like you apply filter. But the important is if you want to remove some columns from this data file, as you see, there are more than 100 columns in this file. So most of them are not, in our working. We don't need them actually. So simply, if you want to remove some columns, similarly, in Excel, you just select 3, 4, 5, or 20 columns, how many columns you want. Sorry. So like I'm just selecting all the columns with control button and I'm just clicking on the column. So you see, I have selected 4 columns. For me, these 4 columns are not important for my analysis or for my visualization. Simply click here. So after selecting the columns, go to this option from the home menu and click here, remove column. So you see 4 columns removed at the same times. you see there is a you know a, a report of your action edit in your directory on the right side, remove columns. So for example, if you think, if you realize later on those columns should be reversed in your data file, so there is no control Z option or undo option. Remember that. So how you can reverse your action? By simply go to the right side and click on the cross button or against each option in the directory. For example, you move your cursor on any option, you will see a red cross button on the beginning of each option. So if you want to reverse your action, so click here, remove columns, and you will notice that all 4 columns which were deleted reversed to the database, added again in the database. So similarly, uh, if you want to remove some rows from this data file, for example, there are 5,000 rows and you want to remove some rows or keep some rows. So there are 2 options. For example, if you want to remove rows like this, remove top rows. So we are just talking about at keeping something or deleting something in your database. So remove top rows. So this will ask you how many rows you want to be removed from this data file, which actually you see on the screen. So for example, you say out of 5,000, I want to remove 100 rows. Which rows? Top rows, because you selected this category, remove top rows. So I want to remove 100 top rows from my actual database. So click here and you will see a directory with one more function with one more action report here, removed top rows. So similarly, if you want to remove some duplications from this file, let's say these are the cluster IDs, might be there are some duplications. So for example, I click this file, this column, and I go to remove rows, and you see there are some remove duplicates. So let me click here, and you will notice that some of the rows have been deleted. So again, remove duplicates reported here on the right side. Similarly, if you want to keep some rows, so for example, you want to keep top rows, you want to keep bottom rows, or you want to keep a range of rows, so you can click here. For example, from this database, I want to keep rows between 500 to 600, let's say. So there is a range. So I clicked on the third option, keep range of rows, not top or bottom. I also have option of keeping some range of the rows. Let's say I say I need rows between uh, let's say 200 and 400. So let me check how it works. So I click here. So you will notice that the number of rows decreased, and also you will see the action reported here in the directory. So similarly, uh, if you want to, uh, go to some column number, click here, go to some column number. For example, if you have more than 100 columns and you want to go to directly to the column named card, click here and you will directly reach at card, your required column, just like Excel. If you remember the column name actually in Excel and you have 100 or 1,000 columns, you just simply mention that name in the go option and you will directly reach to that specific column you are looking for. So moving forward, for example, if you want to change rename any column name, so how you can perform this? For example, there are 2 options. One is, uh, let's say, uh, let me find this. Let's say this is a column name, column number. There is a column, and I want to rename this column. So there are 2 options. Right click here on any column and go to rename. One option. Simply mention here, and you can mention it birthday, which was actually uh, yes, birthday. Actually, earlier it was just an abbreviation, so I have mentioned it birthday. So you see, name changed. For example, The other option is if you want to change name of any column. So just double click on the that column and you will see you will be in editing mode and you can mention here one more thing. Any text you want to add. Yes, you can mention here. So town size 1 to 3, anything you want to add. So similarly, uh, if you want to sort any data, let's say uh, you want to sort this column, year column, by alphabetically or by number. So you see, by just clicking on this sorting option, just like in Excel, you also see a sorting option here, smallest to largest or largest to smallest. For example, if I click here, so you have this option uh, on each column filter. So you see in Power BI, you see filter on each column, whatever the type of the column is. So you see this kind of option on each column. So for example, if you want to sort this city alphabetically, so click on this arrow, go to this sort ascending or descending. So the data will be shuffled accordingly. Similarly, you will see this option on home menu as well. So moving forward, we will be exploring few options from this home menu. Then I'll move on to this transform and add columns. So for example, uh, we have a split column option here. So this option is similar to split text in Excel. So for example, if you want to split this column here, this custom ID, and you want to split this long text into different columns. So just simply select the column and go to the split column. And here are some, uh, options are there for you. For example, by delimiter. So click here. So the same option will be appear like in Excel. So this will ask you, you want to split this column on the basis of what? So here is the, custom means there are multiple options, space, tab, colon, equal sign, or anything. So for example, we have a different symbol in this text that is called hyphen or dash. So I didn't mention it manually, but actually Power BI split column by delimiter automatically picked this hyphen sign from this text, and also it's allowing us to apply this function instead of we put manually this sign in the black box. So it automatically picked. So click on this OK, and you will notice that this column divided into two columns, you know, in the first one and the second one. So similarly, there are two more type of text here. So one is numeric, one is alphabets. So you want to split it more, so you can uh, split like this. For example, uh, digit to non-digit. Let me apply this. So you see, so it separated digits from this customer ID separately and the middle text separately. So you can use this split column function for multiple options. For example, number of characters by lower to uppercase, by uppercase to lowercase, by digit to non-digit, just like I applied. So you notice that it separated text from the numbers and it created a new column. So now we have three different columns by splitting. We have div- by have we have got three different columns of customer ID column by using this split column function. So similarly, moving forward, so there is an option of group by. So what do we mean by group by? Group by is a function where you can see the information uh, by creating a group. For example, we have a gender variable here, and I want to see the income level of male and female separately. So this group by function allow me to see what is the male income status and what is the female income status. So very simple to apply. For example, go to this group by function, click here, and you see a window will be open. So just pick the variable. So as we already selected this gender variable, so it automatically picked gender here. Otherwise, you have a long list of all the variables. You can pick any variable from this. So we want to see the income level by gender group in this current database, which is opened here. So what we are doing now, we just selected the column, we clicked on this group by function, and we go to this gender. Gender is already selected. Now we have to mention here the variable name for which we are going to create a group. For example, we want to say gender income status. Okay. So this is a new column name, which what you can create, you can mention anything. But according to the example, I have mentioned this gender income status. So for example, you can see this list drop down menu. Here you can add any function. For example, you want to see the sum of the income, or you want to see average of income for this kind of category, or median, mode, count rows, or all the other options. So for example, you want to see the average of gender income level with respect to male or female. So here you need to see this, a third in this column, in the column you need to pick the income column, for example, which is here. We actually want to see the gender status of income, gender income level, or gender by group of gender, and our parameter or our measure is average. And here you will select the income variable. Here you already selected the gender variable, and you will click on this and you will see a function like this. So it is telling you that from this consumer database, the male category has average income of 57.32 and the female category has average income of 61.05. If you notice on the right side, you will see all the actions reported here. You can, remove any function from this, and the database will be, the file will be reversed accordingly. So for example, if you don't need this function right now, so simply click on this grouped rows, and you will be, come back to your actual data file. So similarly, if you don't need to see these customer ID into three columns, separated into three columns, click on this cross this function, and you will see the customer ID again in the actual form. So you see, I think yes, now you see the actual customer ID is back reversed now. So similarly, sometimes you see a data like there are some missing headers in the data. So you can simply click on this use first row as header. For example, if you upload some data file where the headers are missing, so you simply click here and use first row as header. So actually we already had the headers of all the columns, so that's why this was not working for this kind of data file. So also, if you want to replace any cell in this data file, so there are two options to replace any value or any cell. How to replace your cell or your value? Simply, for example, let me find something to replace with. For example, I am in birthday column and I want to replace this 14 with, let's say, 31 or any other number. So there are two options. First option is simply right click on this cell and you will see this number here, replace values, or simply click on this replace values from the home menu in transform category. So there are two options actually. So click here, replace value. And for example, you want to convert this 14 into 31 or 140 or 100, any other number. Let's say for this experiment, I convert this 14 into 100 and you will see the change in the column. So you see but there is some limitation, or you can say you cannot replace only one number. For example, if you have record of 5,000 customers and you wanted to change only one value out of 5,000, so this replace function in Power BI will replace all the values you picked. Just like if 14 is repeated 100 times in 5,000 rows in 5,000 cases, so 14, all 14 will be replaced with 100. It's not like if you find some number mistakenly mentioned and you wanted to replace only one number uh, with respect to any customer ID. So it will not change only one number. It will replace all the similar or duplicate values accordingly. So you notice that we changed 14 into 100 and all 14 values which were actually, being repeated in this column, all values are changed. So there is some limitation in this kind of function. So if you are supposed to change only one value out of many more similar values. So it's better if you can change it in Excel. Otherwise, in Power BI, all the similar or duplicate values will be changed accordingly. So one last function from this merge queries from this home menu, and then we will move on to transform or add columns. So for example, let me add uh, two other files for this kind of experiment. Merge queries. What do we mean by merge queries? Let me close this file. Okay. So now, as you see, we have applied so many functions in this file. So actually, now it's up to you whether you want to apply all the changes or you want to just close without applying all the changes, or you just want to apply. So there are three different options from this menu. So if you see on the top left side, close and apply function is there. I am just clicking on the drop down and I just want to close. So by clicking on close mean nothing applied on this data file. Whatever changes we made, nothing applied because we did not apply. We just close the file. So for the other experiment, merge queries, let me go back to Power BI and let me open another file here. For example, I go to this Power BI and there is a folder merge queries. So we have three different files. For example, gender. There is a one file. It has only two columns. Let me open this file. So you will notice that this file will be added to this file. Okay, so I'm just simply loading this file. So also I'm adding one more file for this experiment, merge query function. So for example, you notice that one file is added. Let me rename this one for our better understanding. So this is a gender file. So let me add one more file here. So for example, yes, apply changes, whatever changes are there, applied. Okay, close. So one more file. Go to home menu, click here, and there is an income file. So I'm just clicking here. So you will notice that I'm just loading this, and this second file is related to income information. So let me show you what's we are going to apply. So this is it didn't change gender. Okay. So gender and income. So if you notice from this table view file, so you see there is a common variable between income and gender. So I'm just clicking on the gender file. So you will see there is a customer ID and there is a male, female wise, gender wise information is available in this file. So this is a separate file. So we received another file from different department that is about income. So what is common here? Customer ID. So actually what we want in this function transform power query, sorry, merging query. So we want to add these two column in single file. So basically I wanted to bring this gender variable into income variable file. So basically I just wanted to copy this gender variable based on this customer ID and I want to make part of this income file. So basically I want to copy gender column from other file and I want to make part of this, this file. So how to perform this kind of function? For this, we will be performing merging query function. So let me perform it. I hope you will get the idea what I'm talking about. So if you want to go to transform, go to home file, click here, transform data, and you will be, reach to the to that page. So you notice that we have now three files on the left side. So basically these three files are actually from the actual Power BI file, which you see in here. These three files are, reflecting or appearing on this side. Go to merge query. So actually remove this. Before clicking on this merge query, you need to specify the file first. So for example, you want to add gender column into income file. So click here on the income file and go to merge query. And you will notice that when you click here, this automatically picked income file because you already selected this income out of three files. So what you want actually, you want to bring other column to this income file. So click here and you will notice there are three files actually, gender, income, customer database. So we actually want gender column to be copied from other file and to be part of this, to become part of this file. So click here on the gender side and what you need to do now, as you see, there is an option or a word mentioned on this file, merge. So merging on the base of what? Remember that. So we have one common column in two files. Based on this unique ID, customer ID, we will be merging these two columns and combining into one file. So click customer ID from here and click customer ID from here. So you will notice that as I clicked both common columns from both files, so this OK button, it's appeared now. So click here, OK. You notice that there is a table added into income file. Again, you can confirm it. We started this process by clicking on income and we got one more additional column, which is gender in this file. But if you notice that by completing the process, we don't see gender detail in this column. So there is something, we need to do more. This is just a table, but where is the information of male or female or which was actually a column in the gender file? So for that, you always see this kind of table when you go for this option, merge queries. So remember that you will never see a direct variable like a gender here, like no, you will not see a variable like this when you will be applying merging query. You will always see a variable like this gender with a table. So what is next? To bring actual information of gender uh, associated with this customer ID. So click here on this double arrow and you need to select that column or that variable and press OK. So for example, out of this file, which actually combined a new file with this, we need to pick gender only, not customer ID again, because customer ID is already mentioned. We only need to bring or pick this gender variable. Click OK, and you will notice that we have, found a new variable named gender from other file based on this, customer ID. And this new gender column is added in against this income. So if you want to double check, so the income and gender information will be matching with respect to, customer ID. So this is all about, home menu. I hope you got some idea how we start working on this transform function. It's more like Excel, but in a different way. So with practice, you will be, familiar with this function, how to perform this information, this functions here. So now we are done with this part. Now we are moving to the next chapter, which is called transform. So when you click here, you will see some similar functions, some different, some new. So transform, I let me go back to this, customer ID to perform this kind of functions. For example, if you uh, there are some options. We have already tried group by function, use first row as header, transpose. Transpose is similar to Excel. Just like in Excel, you copy some data and you transpose it in different angles. Similarly, you can transpose this function here. So let me find if we can perform it here. For example, we select these two columns and we click on this transpose function. So you see, so the column shifted into rows. I will take 1 minute break because of Azan, and I'll be back after a minute. So please let me know who is there. Raise your hand. Who is present? Good. Okay, fine. Thank you. So good. Moving forward, I hope you are not getting bored by exploring these functions. Uh, okay, so now we are in the second menu, transform. So you will see some functions similar, some are different. Yes, good. Okay, so what we are going to explore here. So there are multiple type of functions. First, let me explain these categories. So this first category in transform function is about tables. And the second category is about any column, which means this is a mix of different options. There is no specifications. So third category is about text column. So these all functions will be related to text columns. And the next is number columns. So these functions will be applied on the numeric values like income, like date, like age, and this kind of information. And this is about date and time column. So I think we already explored this kind of thing. We know how to rename, we know how to replace values. We know this convert to list and move. Unpivot, this is a separate function. I'll be explaining it shortly, but let me come to this text column, which is about text information, how to can change your text. So, for example, if you want to split your text, you already know this function. We have already, processed this one. Click at any column and you can, split your function by any of this category. And we already have performed this one. So if you want to, perform this format on text, so just like in Excel, if you remember in text formulas in Excel, we had, different kind of functions to 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 manage your text or to edit your text accordingly. For example, if this is, a month function, for example, and you want to make some changes in this, so click on this month column and go to this format function, and simply you will be applying these functions on this. For example, lowercase. So you will notice that all the months characters changed. Go and click on this uppercase and all the characters changed accordingly. So if you click on this capitalize each word, so it's just like we use in PowerPoint presentation or in Word, MS Word. So capitalize each word. We understand the first alphabet of each word will be converted to uppercase. So if you want to trim, so this will be trimmed like this. The will be trimmed performed like this. So if you want to clean, so click here, and this function, this will be, help to clean your text. So add prefix. So if you want to add some value behind this word, so for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, let me check. And you see before each word, you see a value added by this function. Prefix, add prefix and suffix. So if you click here and mention some values like 999 at the end of each word, so you notice that uh, one additional word will be added after that word in the column, in the specific column. So if you want to reverse it, simply click on this, cross button in the right side menu, and your functions will be reversed accordingly. So again, moving forward, if you want to extract anything, just like in Excel, you learned some formulas for extracting some part of the word. So if you want to see the length of this word in this column, so click here. You will notice that the entire column converted into numbers, which is actually telling you the length of that word. So if you want to reverse it, click here. Your column will be in actual position, actual form. So if you want to pick first character, last three characters, let's say if you want to keep first three characters of each month, so simply click here, and you will notice that in month column, first three characters of each month is remaining and the rest is, subtracted or minus. So similarly, if you want to keep last characters, the formula is very simple. Keep last three characters of each month. So mention here, and you will notice that the last three characters of each month will be, mentioned. So removing this, for example, if you want to keep some text from the mid of the word, so for example, click here on the range, simply starting index from which character number you want to, keep the word. Let's say I want to keep from the third character, for example, and I want to keep two characters only. So you will notice that the entire column will be, like this. So there was my actually, so my removed because we started from the third character. So my gone. So, this way you can, clean your text, or you can, perform different kind of functions on your text using this function. So similarly, if you are on some numeric column, let me go to this numeric column. Let's say this is a birthday, for example. As you click on this, you will notice that this number column, which earlier was inactive, now it's active now. So there are multiple options. For example, if you want to apply some mathematical operations, some statistical things, you can simply select the column and you can apply these things on over this. So for example, this is a birthday column and you want to multiply or add with some numbers with this. Let me go to some other columns which is more relevant. So for example, this is age column. Age column, I think it will be more better to perform some functions on this. So for example, if you want to, apply statistical things over any numeric column, just like age. So you click on this menu, select the column, click on the statistical thing. If you want to check the sum, click here. So the sum of age is here. So actually we don't need the sum. For example, we need the, average of age of all the customers in our database. So simply click here. Nadia, 1 minute, please. Simply click here, go to transform and click here. If you want to check the average of age, so you see this is the average of age. So we are just exploring more functions related to numeric forms. So yes, now Nadia, yes, you wanted to ask something?
I just want to say that the screen is stuck. I think I don't know it's for me only or for everyone.
Can anyone please confirm me? Are you watching my screen?
Yes, it's not showing up. When you selected average, we couldn't see what you were doing.
Okay, so earlier you could see all the things. Before average, you could see everything, yes?
Not really.
Not really.
Oh, okay, so let me stop it and I'm sharing it again. So I don't know where you last, saw the last moving screen, or I don't know. So anyways, so let me know if you know all these functions, what I have discussed about text column. Did you see all these changes related to text columns? Yes, Imran sir. इमरान साहब आप कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं?
No, sir.
Okay.
फरहान, I think ये
I
पिछली
think
बार
we
की तो
have
समझ आ
seen
गई थी,
still extract.
लेकिन ये एज क्या एवरेज वाला नहीं समझ आया.
ओके मैं इसको एक्सप्लेन देता हूँ. आई थिंक कि आपको ये जो टेक्स्ट कॉलम से रेलिवेंट चीजें हैं, ये जस्ट लाइक एक्सेल, वेरी सिंपल. कि अगर आपने लेंथ चेक करनी हो, आई जस्ट वांटेड टू कंफर्म कि आपको जो स्क्रीन नजर आ रही है तो यहाँ तक आपने देख ली है. हैव यू सीन दिस टेक्स्ट रिलेटेड फंक्शंस, or the screen was stuck earlier? I mean, could you see these text related functions or not? I just wanted to confirm.
I think we have done it till extract. The way you're
Okay.
explaining extract,
Okay.
after that
Okay,
not.
so okay, so that's fine. So no problem. We are here right now at the age column. So I just completed text column. These are similar to Excel functions. If you gone through Excel in text related formula. So these all columns are related to Excel text related information. So just like lowering the case, uppercase, capitalize each word, or extracting first three character, extracting last three characters. So similar. I hope it's easy if you can apply, if you want to, learn yourself. So now we are on this age column and we wanted to explain something about these number columns. So, for example, when you click on any number column, this function, this category will be highlighted or will become active for you. So, for example, if you want to see the average age of average of any column, any numeric column, go to this statistics and you will see some functions here, some minimum, maximum, just like a very common functions used in Excel. So for example, you want to see the average of age. Simply select the column first, go to statistics and click on this average column, average, and you will see the number here. Very simple. Very simple. So uh, again, go back to transform. And if you want to, remove this function, then remove this answer, to go back to your database, click here and you will back to your, database. So for example, yes, we have age column again here. So as you click on this, you will see some other functions, minimum age, maximum age, standard deviation, or any other function you want to apply here. So for example, you want to see what is the maximum age number in this entire database. So click here and you will see 79 is the maximum age number in this customer database. So simply click on this to go back to your actual file and you will see some more functions here. Let me go to this, let me go back to this age column. Yes, age column or any other column you can apply different calculations on. So click here, transform, and you will see on the next standard deviation. For example, if you want to add or subtract or divide or multiply anything, just simply click on any column and you can pick the function here. For example, I selected age and I want to check what if we subtract 10 years from each number. So for example, we are clicking here subtract and very simple calculation, just like calculator. You simply mention 10. I just wanted to see another kind of information. If we subtract 10 years from each number, so what would be the remaining answer? So click here and you will notice that 10 years minus from each number from each customer age. So if you want to reverse it, go to this subtract from column and you will see the action here. So you can subtract it. If you want to multiply, for example, you want to multiply this age column with 2, simply click on this multiply. And if you want to double the age, click here 2 and you will notice that the age will be doubled of each customer. So you can apply this kind of calculations here. Further, you will see some, scientific calculations like logarithm or square root, power, absolute value. So these kind of calculations you can perform here. For example, if you want to take power of this age category, any number, so go to here and click on this square, cube, power, for example, power, and click here how many, which number you want to add. So let's say you want to add 3. So the number will be changed accordingly. So you see this kind of, and later on in this uh, trigonometry, so there are some more scientific calculation, sine or tangent and all some things which I never applied, to be honest. And you can apply it. You can, try it yourself. So for example, if you want to round off some numeric values, for example, let me find some numeric value which has some decimals. Let me perform it. For example, we have this column and there are number of decimals and we want to round off these decimals. Click here and you will see round up, round down. So click here and you will see by a single click, all the decimals will be, disappear. Similarly, you will find this function here in this column whole number. So we skipped that. So there are some functions. For example, this menu is mix of different information. You will see whole number percentages in this column. You will also see date, trim, data, date related function, duration related. So you will also text related. You will also see text related function. So this menu, any column means you will find a mix of functions in this category. So there are text related information. There are functions related to numbers. There are functions related to date as well. So similarly, if you want to convert this column into a whole number, earlier we applied rounding off function, but now we are applying a whole number function here. So go to this any column site category and click here data type and click on this whole number. So you see the number is converted into whole. Nadia, 1 minute, please. If you want to apply some percentages on any number, any column, simply click any column, select any column and go to this whole number site and click here percentages and you will see percentages will be added accordingly. Yes, Nadia.
The screen stopped again. Actually, I thought to interrupt you in the middle so that you
No
don't
problem.
keep on talking and sorry.
In this kind of case, you just let me know your screen is not working. Please don't wait for my response. Just let me know screen is not working. I don't know what's happening. My net is stable. I don't know what's going on. It's the second time we are facing this situation. So let me, stop this screen and I'm just sharing it again. And please let me know if it's working. Let me know, please. I'm moving my, screen. You can see the, screen like this. I'm changing the columns.
We can't see the screen. Now we can see.
Yes, let me know if you can see, moving between the columns. Yes. I'm just moving between the columns. So I just wanted to confirm if you can see my screen is working now or it's moving. Anyone
It's a
can?
bit slow.
I
Basically,
think it's stuck.
it stucks and it moves in a while. Like it's slow. Uh, uh, um, the screen is not kind of the way you talk and it's not
Okay.
combining.
I don't know. Maybe some internet issue and now it never happens actually. I have very stable net. Like, I don't know what's going on. So, uh, let me try one more time. If it's not working, so I think we don't need to continue because if you don't understand what I'm talking about, so I think there is no, benefit of the class. So let me try one more time. If the screen is still stuck, let me know and we will wind up. So we have tried many options from this, transform category. But there is one more category, add column. So what is add column? You will notice that. Let me know if you see this add column related functions on the top of the screen. You can see this
Yes,
add
we
column
can see.
related. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see
yeah.
that. Okay. So basically, what is the function? What is the difference between transform and add columns? Because you will see a number of function the same in both categories. In transform, you will see this number related functions, date related functions, and text related function. And also you will see the same functions in add column. So the major difference is when you perform any function uh, using this transform menu, your actual information will be replaced. For example, uh, I'm in the transform menu, and if I apply any change on this customer ID column, my actual information will be changed accordingly. But if you apply the similar function from this add column function, So your actual column will remain same. That your actual information will be in the actual format, but this add column function will create an additional column for you for any kind of function you are applying on that column. For example, if I'm using this add column function and I'm clicking here customer ID and I want to split this function, for example, or if I want to format this function, so I'll be simply clicking here and I'm clicking on this uppercase. So you will notice that at the end of my data file, an additional column will be created. So this will not hurt, this will not change or disturb my actual information. So if I go back to my first column, so the actual customer ID is still there, which you can use it again and again. But the function you applied on this customer ID paused an other new variable in this data file. So you can apply multiple functions similarly. For example, one more thing from this add column. Let me know, please, if my
Excuse
screen
me,
is
I'm
still
sorry, the screen is not working.
okay. So I think we should stop the class. It's if screen is not working. Uh, One more try. I think let me stop this. Let everyone please sign out or leave this class and join it immediately. So we give one more try because we have shortage of time and I wanted to cover this topic by today. So if it's possible, we have only 15-20 minutes left. So leave everyone this class and join it again, please.
Okay.
Just to check.